Still not nervous. Still a tad bit nervous, but
You're a pro.
nah. But Love Island, man. But first of all, thank you guys, as I was saying, for coming and having this chat, because I don't know, not everyone. I was telling Zena on the way here, I've been hooked.
Yeah.
Like from the jump. I've been looking at YouTube clips from old series, from series one, the biggest bust ups, like who did this, who did that, like the Casamore. Like I've just been 9 p.m. like without fail.
No,
So
honestly, I'm not used to being so regimented with something. So the minute it's like 9 p.m, I'm like, okay, stop what you're doing. I'm watching Love Island. And like 4 p.m. every day, the first look comes out. So I'm the person like sends it to my group chat, like, oh my God, it's gonna kick off today. So I'm so invested, so invested whenever Love Island's on.
no, I think I'm bad though, because you know what I do? Literally, this is sad, yeah, and I own it. I own it. Like cool. I sometimes look at first looks, and sometimes if I miss it, I watch it on ITV Hub. But next day I'll watch it again, just to analyze again and see what I've missed.
if I missed any of the
See what I've
madness.
missed.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
honestly, like it's I don't know what it is, man. I've just been, I don't know, maybe it's just lockdown. I've just been hooked.
Yeah. Last night, my boyfriend and I went to the cinema, so we missed Love Island, but we have Sky Plus, so we record it.
Yeah.
Then when we got home, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go to bed, and he sat there and watched Love Island.
Go watch it.
So then I watched it today when I got home from work, and he was like, "Tell me when, like you're on the last 10 minutes because they're savage. I'm gonna come and watch it again."
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've actually watched it with different groups. I've watched it with like my female friends. I've watched it with male friends. The commentary is so different. Like,
Yeah.
I watched the like Casamore fallout last Friday with my guy friends. I was like, oh my God, I realised like all the men do not like Faye. And obviously previously we've been like, oh no, but she keeps it real. She's really entertaining to watch. The guys hate her. So like this whole week of this whole like bust up, it's just been really interesting. Like messaging my guy friends like, oh, you know, she's moving a bit mad, isn't she? And they're like, yes, he told you. Like,
No, like even when we was telling that we're here, I thought that with her, she's just sabotaging. Like for whatever reason, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, like Teddy's he's calmer than me, because even when he came back, that she was still giving him aggro. Like, oh, he even brought back the Teddy, like, and she's
I
just
love Teddy.
he's a saint. I'm
Sorry
sorry.
for trolling you.
no, it's cool.
I love him. He's so cool. He's so good looking. His fashion, that little
Yeah.
like lilac two-piece with the, I was like,
No, I'm
you
not
look
gonna
cute.
lie though. I'm not
Teddy's
gonna lie.
my crush in there. Like, I think he's amazing.
There was one, because so you know when he first came in, I think he had like obviously the all black attire and wearing that shirt.
That was a look. I
I
was,
was
like,
like, you know what? I was like,
Who's this?
I was like, where's that shirt from? So I typed in on Google like feather black shirt,
of the
Teddy,
keywords.
Love Island, like, but I couldn't find.
no, but seriously, he's just so well put together, and he's just got this really nice velvety voice, and he's really good at flirting. Like that was
Yeah.
one of the things that like I noticed about Teddy off the bat. Like he's so good at flirting. Like when he was going on these dates, I was like, right, he's really like, I'm sitting in my seat getting hot. Like,
Were you on the date?
might have been. But I think the thing about Teddy is he handles Faye with care. Like there's clearly like a lot of insecurities there, and I think he just handles her with care. Like he knows how to deal with her. Like when she's getting a bit fiery, he knows how to reassure her. He knows how to calm her down. But I think what we're gonna see tonight, she's just gone too far. Like
He seems that he's like very sure of himself and who he is and what he's looking for. But then we've seen Faye so many times be like, I don't want to let my guard down with somebody. I have like not low self-esteem, but like she has been treated a certain way in the past. But is Teddy older than Faye?
I think
I don't
Teddy's
know how old he is.
28. I want to say Faye's like 26.
Yeah,
No, I think he's 20, yeah, 20,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And is she 26?
I think she's 26.
So
something
maybe
like
it's
that.
those 2 years of wisdom that he's got on her or something.
But like you say, like he knows who he is. I think Faye, she clearly is on a different journey entirely. So I think just talking about contestants and when they come out and when they leave, Teddy's gonna do so well on the outside, because I think he's just universally loved. Like he's just so unproblematic. Like I think no one's ever going to be Ovi, because Ovi's like goat level.
Okay, like, I'm not obviously.
But
I'm
Teddy
not,
will do well when he comes out, because he's kept true to himself. Like he knows who he is. So.
Yeah.
But are you saying no one can beat over in terms of personality or
Whole
looks?
package.
Whole package. That's the perfect man. I think just Ovi came in, he was just so cool and smooth and so chill. Like it was the first time we'd seen that kind of character on Love Island. Obviously, had Teddy come in before Ovi, the conversation might be different. But Ovi
Wow,
came in
Ovi's
so
got everyone
smooth.
on
and
a- on
he
a-
has. I'm telling you,
on
he
a
was on Breakfast
chokehold.
TV.
People still talk about Ovi.
Ovi was on Breakfast TV. Wasn't he with like Holly and Phil on? Wasn't he on Breakfast Show? Like he was.
Yeah.
He was all over the place, and everyone just loved him. Diet Coke advert. Maybe I might have made that up, but he was just universally loved. Like
I might be lying.
I just feel like I saw him on a Diet Coke advert. I might be lying, but yeah, like perfect contestant. And mentally, this is someone that you can tell was 100% sure of themselves, knew who they were. So when they went in, they stayed true to who they were. They didn't move that mad. It was super popular. So when they come out, there's nothing really to say. What the troll's saying, oh, he's really hot. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd do if I was that hot. Like what the troll's really saying about Ovi. Oh, he's not great at basketball.
He's too long.
Like he's like, I feel like probably in terms of his, I think one time they tried to drag him though. One time though, it was when what was it? I think was it last year.
He didn't say anything for BLM, or was he a bit quiet?
I
during
think
BLM
something.
or
I think or something else. There was like, oh, why are you not? But that's just
people are always gonna like comment.
that was
things like
just small thing. But I don't think overall, like in terms of like you said, he's just like himself in it. And I feel like with a lot of the contestants, that's just the real formula. Just be yourself. Obviously, easier said than done. But I feel like a lot of them, listen, it's a game. Get the bag. Get how you want to get. But there's only so much there's only so much pretending you can do. But I feel like with most of the contestants who've, like I was saying to you when we were coming, who has done well, they've just literally been themselves. They haven't really got into any sort of, maybe they're quiet, but not too quiet to the point where they don't get no screen time. But when they do get screen time, it's just like they say something that just makes you either laugh or it's entertaining. Like
Yeah.
I didn't watch was the one with Ovi, was that the 20
season 5.
So that was
2019.
19. I didn't watch that, but I used to see little like memes or clips, like literally you just come in and.
It was so good.
Whereas with like now, do we have someone who's kind of similar personality wise?
No one's touching Ovi personality wise, but we've got characters like we've got Toby, who's just so like.
Yeah.
There could be a whole podcast
Yeah.
episode just talking about Toby
Yeah,
and
he's
just
a
unpacking him.
Very, very interesting specimen, isn't
So
he?
interesting. I hope he gets a TV show afterwards. Like, you know when they do the show like Joey Essex Goes Shopping or something like that? I
They
would
did it
love
with
to.
Chris and Kem, didn't they?
Yeah, they need to do that for Toby, because the thing with Toby is he has no filter. Like he doesn't really think about what he says or does before he does it. He just does it, and then
Yeah.
like the reaction's like, oh. But he's so.
Why are you mad at
innocently-
me? All I did was did it.
Just classic 22-year-old. I feel like a lot of people can relate to Toby's story and his character arc here.
And like, but to think what's crazy, like it's a turnaround though, because initially remember he was like least when he was with Chloe, he was least popular. They didn't really like him because he was like he was getting mad. I was like,
Yeah, he really took it to heart.
I can't believe they don't rate us like that. Like, and then somehow he managed to ditch Kaz, go to Chloe, ditch Chloe, go to Abigail, leave Abigail, go to Mary, ditch Mary, and then go back. Like, even when he was saying to the guys, yeah, I brought Mary in, but my head's with Chloe.
Oh my
Everyone
goodness.
And everyone's
I heard
like,
that.
everyone's
My
like,
eyes,
this guy's not
literally.
serious.
Everyone's face was like,
They saw the back of my head, right?
like he's not like, but that's the thing that even though he's just being himself, and what's even crazy, even with the whole Hugo moment, he's like, I got him girls, like he's gonna do me like that, and then Hugo's like, oh, okay, you guys not gonna, I was saying you guys not gonna save me, like literally he literally thought, yeah, you know what, I've done my bit for the community, for this island, saving people, being in front, and it's like,
what has Hugo done? What is Hugo's contribution to Love Island apart from saving people? Has brought nothing. So you need to go. Like, how many girls have they sent for you? 5.
Yeah.
It's not worked out with any of them. You're here for a free holiday at this point. Like, it's time to go home.
I saw something the other day that was like, I've made a note of it.
It was the one about the producers saying that they're sort of sick of him now. Because you know when we
No.
oh, the one about the fact they had to do 5
5
do
shots
that
to get
kissing
kiss,
moment
and when he
in
was
5,
like,
yeah.
job done. But no, literally,
Oh, that's why he said job done.
yeah, because they shot that scene 5 times. And the thing about Hugo as well is apparently, you know, when we didn't see him for like 3 days, it was basically because the producers were like, Hans, like,
Listen, this guy would be not.
when he was moving, he got Amy from the main from Casa Morton's villa. The energy changed. They were like, okay, well, what can we do now? Like, we've brought every single person here for you, and
still not like. But the only thing with him, you got to give him credit. At least he's always been honest with them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I get he was a bit annoying, but he's never really been like but somehow that still didn't get him anywhere. Well, I mean, maybe him and what's her name?
She blocked him on the flight, I'm sure.
What's her name?
Amy.
Yeah, maybe they might hit
No.
off.
Did you see his exit interview?
The way her face, he was literally like, "Oh, it's been really tragic, and I haven't had the best time, but we'll just see what life brings for Mr. Hammond."
Oh,
She
yeah,
literally
yeah.
stood right
And
next
she was
to him,
like,
like,
oh, yeah,
"I
yeah,
am
sorry,
here."
yeah.
She's going to block him on that flight.
I was convinced that she just was not into him because her body language was like,
She was
it just
sleeping like
wasn't
this.
right.
Listen,
Oh my god, when she was
Yeah.
sleeping, like her eyes wide awake like that. Me and my boyfriend
I was
cracked
literally like,
up.
free Amy, like, get her out.
Yeah,
Prison.
she knew like, oh, okay, I'm in the villa now, but no, oh gosh, I don't want this.
She hates
That's
him.
what I thought.
She hates him.
Yeah.
Every conversation is painful.
But that's the thing. It's crazy. Even though like obviously everyone kind of has their commentary on Twitter and stuff like that, and like I was saying, I think on our way here, like it's all about popularity, right? So whoever's the most popular, I'm not saying they won't have any issues like adjusting to the new life and new fame, but whoever's most popular, it's kind of like an easier transition because they already like you. So you're already gonna get deals anyway, but it's just that you just get more like popularity, and but obviously that's not the case for everyone, and I think even when I was like reading up on some things, and I think they said that this year they've kind of upped the level of like aftercare and stuff. So you know with previous seasons, like obviously Caroline Flack, there was I can't pronounce Mike.
I forgot how to pronounce
I can't pronounce his surname.
Mike
I'm
and
not even gonna
Sophie.
attempt, but Mike, and there was Sophie as well. Like they kind of felt that brunt of like online abuse, like trolling and stuff, and
Because
you know,
I think in
sadly
their
they-
seasons as well, they were the baddies. So it's like they were popular in their seasons, but Mike was obviously typecast as Muggy Mike. So
Yeah.
you were the villain of your season. So when you come out, there's just going to be a bunch of like anonymous trolls constantly just like these barrages of just abuse at you. Like, and that doesn't really end. Like long after you've left the show, you could be in Tesco and someone's going to be like, oh, I recognize you. Oh, are you, do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's, they have definitely upped the aftercare. Like,
Yeah, I think
it's-
they said so. I think what they do prior to them entering the villa, they have like a detailed kind of overview of okay what the show is about, what you're getting yourself in for, like how to manage expectations, telling them about the positive and the negatives implications of being on the show. And I think they even said that there's like they get therapy sessions.
Yeah, so if there's an episode where you don't see like a certain, say you didn't see like Liberty for like the whole episode, you only saw like snippets of her.
Yeah.
That might have been her day that she was like
Oh
having
right,
out.
yeah.
Because also
out days.
you like, have you seen like the girls get their nails done? And
Yeah.
the girls have haircuts.
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
girls
yeah.
might go and get like their roots done because like they have days like offset where they can go and like get their nails done and have
Self-care
half an
day.
hour to themselves and then
Yeah.
have time with their like they have like a dedicated like almost like a liaison officer
Yeah,
that like looks
yeah.
after them.
And just does
Yeah.
check-ins like, oh, how are you today, like what
Yeah.
are you feeling? That's good. Because obviously I think they previously said that, you know, they would get 8 months of therapy. Now it's 14 months. So outside of the 8 dedicated months of like you're going to see a therapist through us, they just check in with them like, oh, hey, how are you, but the thing with, you know, all these mental health evaluations before you go on the show, everyone's going to put their best foot forward in the same way that like if I knew I was going on Love Island, I'm in the gym every single day. I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah.
getting my hair done. I'm, you know, making sure I look good. So when they're doing the mental health evaluations and they're asking questions like, oh, in the last 6 months, have you ever had suicidal thoughts? Obviously I'm going to be like, no, because I want to get on the show.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, it's great that they're putting all of these things in, but there's still going to be difficulties in that screening process because there are going to be people that slip through the cracks. There are going to be the odd anxious person that gets through because they want to be on the show. And it's different because if you're going for like a physical examination, they can 100% tell, like, you know, if you're like, if you've got a limp and it's not really a limp or whatever, you can quickly tease that out. But if someone's lying about their mental health situation, it's quite difficult for you to make that judgment call. You have to take their word for it. So although they've got all these new controls in place, I think it's quite difficult for them to actually manage, you know, the contestants and that filtering process and who ends up going in.
But I think not to say that they're doing it for purely to avoid any slander, but it's also part of they don't want that bad publicity because like. But I think with Caroline, I don't know fully, but I think with Caroline Flack, that was more so to do with like personal,
Yeah, she had cases and
personal
stuff.
things. But I think they just after Caroline Flack, there was like, okay, we need to kind of change it because if like, God forbid, it keeps happening, then of course that's bad publicity for the show. It might stop, but I feel like you're right. Like you can't really hide certain things. You're gonna do everything you can to put your best foot forward and make sure, okay, I'm on the show. But as deep down, you have to know. Listen, am I prepared for this? Because it's all like good. You're gonna get deals. You're gonna get your life's gonna change without a doubt. But there's no coming back. So like, okay, maybe not for every single contestant, but depending on your popularity level. But some is like getting bothered. Oh, this person done that. It can be you simply just walked down the street and went to, I don't know, Tesco or.
Yeah.
It's always like, and if you're a person who can, you want all that fame, and that's not wrong with it. If you want fame, and that's cool. But if you know deep down, I like to be out here and there, but that's about it. I don't want to be scrutinized every single day. So you just have to know that mentally, are you prepared for this? And
Yeah.
of course, like I'm sure, like the Caroline Flack, Sophie, and Mike, like I'm sure they didn't. They don't deserve to be trolled and stuff, but I'm sure they probably had good, like they were probably like very confident, but they came across very confident and stuff. But sometimes you just don't know what, like, because for us, yeah, we all engage in commentary. I'll never do anything, send anything mad, like just like
I'm not
banter.
sliding into someone's DM saying kill yourself.
But yeah, like like banter and stuff. But you don't know what the impact of a barrage of like negative comments can do to someone, and you're just thinking, damn, I'm not even that bad. But literally everyone's just and there's people always gonna take it too far. It's like chill, it's not that deep. As much as we're all like cussing Hugo, but I'm not gonna be like, Hugo, like go on, like, because it's not.
Yeah.
It's we're just watching the show like for 1 hour. There's no need for us to go and take it further, because for us we might think, okay, this is nothing, but someone reading that,
Yeah.
That is the person at the end of the day.
And I think what it is, like you were saying about like Caroline Flack, obviously her relationship with Love Island was different to the contestants' relationship, and her relationship with her mental health and her personal relationship was obviously different aspect as well. But I think that what happens is obviously they come out the villa, and they don't even have to come out the villa. Like the moment they're in, their following goes like that.
Yeah,
And it's just like, especially with social media and like you were saying, like brand deals and stuff like that, it makes the person so like accessible, but that doesn't mean that you can say disgusting things to them and talk about them like that, and DM them, telling them to kill themselves. Like that's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
So then when someone like Caroline Flack, who was really going through it in her personal life and then also had that tie to Love Island, so people sort of made this like triangle of she's this and this, and she's also in the public eye for doing something illegal.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have more of a go at her. Well, no, because now, unfortunately, she took her own life because you're all assholes.
I don't know. It's a tough one, because I think I personally would never go on Love Island. But then, looking at the age of some of these contestants, I think Molly May was 19 when she went in. If I was 19 years old, like how I am as someone in their late 20s compared to how I was in my teens, my understanding of mental health, my sense of self is so different.
Yeah.
So I can imagine being like 19, like, yeah, just going to go on Love Island. Like, I think, it's all well and good understanding what going on Love Island comes with, like the brand deals, the fame, the exposure, etc., etc. But I think you're going to have that conflict. You want all the great things that come out of it and none of the bad things that come out of it. And I think each contestant probably just prays like, let's just hope it's more better than bad. Hopefully I can move my family to a nice house and I can do this and that, go on holiday with my mates, and hopefully I don't get much abuse. But you don't know how it's going to go. You don't know how your journey is going to be before you go in there.
That's true. That's key, because I just realized, a lot of the contestants they're very young. So their idea of mental health, I'm not saying that the mental health is fragile, but it's going to be very different to maybe someone who's maybe a lot older. Or so like, and so they might, like you said, come in with that kind of naivety of like, I'm gonna come here, do what I need to do. I know when I leave, followers gonna go up by 1,000%. This deal, that deal, and I'm set. Like, do you know what I mean? But for some of them, it's it's crazy. Even like with, like, I know Molly-Mae didn't win, but you would have thought she won.
Yeah.
It's the popularity, but even she was getting so much stick. Like I think there was one time she was on holiday. Oh, like someone was comment on her body, saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're this and that," and like I don't believe in shaming people, but it's the same person commenting this. And I'm like, you're commenting on someone, and it's like you're not even perfect yourself. Like, and it's so all these things. Obviously, like they have things how they manage it, whether like that's counseling or maybe through family members. Another thing I wanted to say as well, like one thing they've kind of added into the whole aftercare is like some sort of social media training with online trolls and stuff like that. I know usually when they're in the villa, usually their media accounts are managed by maybe family members or people. And I remember when I think the other day, I think like Kaz, they said something, guys, like just be mindful of what you're saying, like all these kind of hate towards Kaz is not necessarily like,
because she was getting loads of racist abuse in her
Yeah.
DMs.
Yeah.
And I, firstly, disgusting. Secondly, I was actually really mad about it because when Chloe, she went in on like the end of the first day, and she went on a date with all the boys at once, and then she come back and coupled up with somebody on the next day, and then Shannon went home the first day. People were going into Chloe's DMs and like giving her death threats, like her to kill herself, because the producers made her go in and create some drama, like awful. So I'm going to read exactly what Love Island tweeted about this. We want Love Island to be a positive experience for all our cast and their family and friends. Last night's episode created some strong reactions, but some viewers' posts were wholly unacceptable. We take these matters extremely seriously and we will support cast members and their families in reporting such posts. We would once again urge all of our viewers to think before posting. Remember that our islanders are people with feelings. What about the racist abuse?
But they haven't released another thing like that. But I know Aaron on his
he had
Snapchat,
it as well.
on his Instagram story, Kaz on her Instagram story is saying, look,
Aaron as well.
Yeah, like they've all been getting abuse.
Yeah.
And I can't speak for, the non-black cast members. I'm sure everyone's getting abuse, but the racist abuse, I think there need to be something said about that. Because
absolutely.
Even what's that guy's name?
Danny.
Yeah, because he
The one that went in the
because he
shaky past.
Yeah, he so he said some stuff in the past, and there was like, he apologized from the villa.
But where's your press conference? Come and tell us that you apologized. Like, we didn't receive this apology. The people that would be offended didn't receive that apology. So you're just passing on his apology. Like, I just feel like they pick and choose when they want to take something seriously. And I think, obviously, not to make a huge point out of it, I think it comes down to the screening. Like, you're obviously going to comb through their previous social media posts, be like, oh, has this person said anything problematic before, et cetera, et cetera. But I think there needs to be a lot more done to protect those contestants, because it's kind of annoying because as viewers, we watch Love Island for entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So the contestants are the product, but ITV still has a duty of care to make sure that these people are protected, obviously for entertainment. And look, we're here talking about Love Island on a podcast, so anyone on this show, your embarrassment, your chaos is our content.
Yeah.
So,
but there's always that's the thing. Like I was saying, there's always a line of like we're smart enough to know like we're not gonna be.
There's a line
making like fake accounts and DMing unnecessary stuff, because even when we do banter, it's not banter in a sense where actually that's borderline kind of, you're kind of taking it too far sort of thing. But you're right, like obviously they are kind of like, they're the products, but at the same time, like just because we're kind of having a joke about this person recoupled with that person or whatever, it doesn't mean that they deserve and of course like I said before, the show's probably done a lot, put a lot of money behind the aftercare and ensuring that they promote good mental health. But like I said before, like you got to know yourself as a person coming on this show and be just like, there's no like one way of looking at it. You got to look at the whole picture. Like I'm not sure how often a contestant stays popular. It just depends on the person. Like some contestants, we hear of quite frequently, as you guys always talk about, Ovi. Like that's I don't think that's gonna die
Jack
down.
Fowler's just released a song, actually.
Shut up.
It's actually really good.
Wait, who?
Jack Fowler. He
Jack
was
Fowler. Who
in
was that?
season
Jack and
5. Season 5 was he season?
I don't know what seasons.
I can't remember which season, but Jack Fowler was like, we called him Black Jack.
Oh, him. Oh, so
He's mixed race. But
is he mixed race?
yeah, his dad's from Saint Helena or something. His dad's mixed race or black.
Really?
Yeah, so he's mixed race. He's like quarter black or something.
So his dad's black.
His dad's mixed race, I think. Yeah.
And okay.
But basically, he's released a song. It's actually really good. Like, I saw visuals from the video. I was like, you know that Jay-Z meme where he's like, that was me. I was like,
Oh right, is that
I
he's
would
doing
listen
that
to this,
song?
you know? I
Yeah.
was like, but Jack had a great personality. Like, he's someone that will always stay relevant because he was hilarious. Like, there were so many quotables. Like, he was just a great person to watch.
I didn't see. Was he this? No, do you know? Do you know who?
I think he was Catherine Moore. Like in the year, must have been season 4, I think.
Do you know who's good as well?
Season 4, yeah.
And he started doing music called Wes. His tunes are actually quite
Where's
good.
his
You know?
music's good, you know.
Good, you know. I'm not gonna lie.
Where's his music's quite good.
I've had the I think he's done
been
a
at the
tune with Young
charts.
Bane.
He's charted. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you can't lie. His tunes are he's good, and so but I liked how like some of them like did use that kind of leverage and do other stuff. Like some have even written books. I think Yewande's got a book. I think Amber's had a book.
She's done her fitness thing as well. Amber's done her fitness thing.
I think Ovi. I think he's got. I think he has had a book or he's
Yeah.
got a book coming. Who else is there?
Well, Alex and Olivia, obviously faves. I didn't even
Alex
watch
and
their
Olivia.
season
Are
of
they
Love
from an
Island.
earlier season?
Yeah, they're from like season 3, and they are like stunning. They're just like a really obviously they're
Alex
both
and
like
hold on.
stunning. They're like really hot, but I think they were on Love Island before it became like really commercialized, full of influencers. So like they're so genuine. They're like married and everything, and I don't know. I really like Olivia. Like I don't really follow many influencers on social media, but I follow her. I think she's very genuine. I like her posts. And I mean, they would have been on Love Island 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. And I'm just like, they're still relevant though.
Yeah.
They're still relevant. They're still doing well. And then I guess there are some people that fade into obscurity, and that's fine because I think, you know, for some people it's just like, yeah, I'm going to do the events. I'm going to do the partying. I can't keep up with this. I want to have a normal life.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull back. And for some people that's okay. And some people can do that. But I think it often boils down to your support system. Like I think reading about the lead up towards Mike taking his life, I think Theo was like, yeah, I spoke to him a week before. This was really weird. So, and I think it kind of leads us into like a wider conversation about men and mental health. Like men are naturally just more closed off when it comes to the topic. So yeah, you could have all the best of friends around you and everyone thinks you're smiling and happy, but there's so much going on beneath the surface. I think having a good support system, but a support system that you actually feel comfortable to tap into is really important, because if you do decide, oh, I want to fade into obscurity, I want to pull back, your family and friends are the people that are going to help you do that. But then also, if you are going to be this mega influencer, it's your family and your friends that are also going to support you through that as well.
Yeah.
Like it was sad about Mike because I think when I read about his story, like they found him in like the woods or something.
Yeah.
Like, and I think Caroline Flack, I think she was with a friend. And I think the friend had maybe popped somewhere to the shops or something and just found her. I'm not sure about Sophie.
I thought with Caroline that it sounds awful. She'd planned it out, and then she had a little doggy, and then she went and left her dog with somebody. Was like, oh, look after the dog. Like I'm going away for a few days.
But yeah,
the next
I heard
day
something like that,
she was dead.
Like it was like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Look, no one's perfect. I know, like she had, I think it was like a dispute with her partner, wasn't it?
She had
Something
court cases, like she was.
Listen,
she had a lot
like
going on.
fair enough. Like people are gonna have their battles, but come on, man. Like there's not. It's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong, but I think there's like always a level of like, it's so easy to kind of judge other people. Beyond our own high horse and think, but listen, as much as she was a fantastic host, like she like even like Laura hardly comes in. I've already seen her like twice.
Did you see Laura? Because she just had a
Laura's
baby.
chilling.
Where are you, Whitmore?
Laura's literally at home feeding her baby. She's like, Hans, like I'll kick you lot out by text. Like you lot fight amongst yourselves. But yeah, we've seen her literally twice this entire season.
Chilling, and you know what's crazy? Laura's chilling with the bag. You know how much she's getting?
How much?
I think about 600 grand.
And Ian Sterling, or her husband, baby father as well, is obviously doing the voiceovers. And he's amazing. They are a power couple. I love them so much.
He's
Like,
probably
they're
getting
great.
a handsome sum as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
he's so good at it though.
Yeah.
Like if for 1 year it was like, oh, Ian Sterling's not doing the show anymore, I don't think Love Island would be as enjoyable. Like his commentary is just A1. Like he's so funny and he's really shady. Like he's constantly throwing shade.
Has he always been doing it, or was he kind of a new one they've kind of brought in?
I've been watching Love Island since season 4 and he's always been doing it.
Is it?
So I don't know about previous seasons. I don't know if you
No,
know.
I think I must have started around season 4 as well, because like seasons 1, 2, and 3 weren't as big and commercial, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
But then season 4, I think that's when I started watching, and Ian has been commentating it since at least season 4.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. But yeah, what I was saying, going back to like Caroline Flack and stuff, like obviously like people are gonna have their mishaps, their shortcomings and stuff like that. That's life, do you know what I mean? But I think when you're in the public eyes, like people kind of put you on this pedestal where you can't do nothing wrong. Like, but what I realize is it's different for different people. It's different for women. It's different for men.
Yeah.
And it's different of people of color. Like, you know that, like, even can I think of any examples? Like,
I'll give you an example. So, Amy Winehouse,
yeah.
very, very talented musician, incredible writer, really, really talented with all the instruments. That's how you play them. Brilliant performer. She had addiction issues, obviously, as we know.
Yeah.
The paparazzi would follow her and take like embarrassing and incriminating pictures of her. Remember when there was one where she tragically had been injecting heroin between her toes?
Yeah.
And they followed her and took pictures of her feet. Those little like silk ballet pumps that she used to wear. You could, unfortunately, the blood was like seeping through.
Yeah.
And they used to follow her and slap it all over the tabloids and literally take the piss out of her. And then you look at somebody like Kurt Cobain, very talented musician, very talented writer, very troubled individual with addiction issues, is celebrated so much.
Yeah.
Amy Winehouse, now she's a skaghead.
They both died at the same age. They're both in that 27 Club as
Yeah.
well. Both extremely talented. Both had an undeniable kind of imprint on music, but treated totally different. And I think one thing you've raised that I wanted to talk about was, I think it's difficult to have this conversation about mental health and Love Island without thinking about how being a celebrity has changed. So if I was to go on Big Brother in 2002, this is before Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, before like, okay, we were still in the 24-hour news cycle. So, you know, you're getting papped when you're going to get your McDonald's breakfast. You're getting papped walking the dog. Like, you're getting papped all the time. And magazines are going to have all these unflattering images of you. That's what was going on in 2002. But in 2021, now you've got the trolls. Like, trolling wasn't really okay, you got hate mail. That was probably like 2002 trolling. But trolling is like completely exploded. And also, back in the day, Big Brother UK, we were probably only watching it in the UK. America wasn't watching it. My cousins in America watch Love Island. My cousins in Sierra Leone watch Love Island. Like, everyone is watching Love Island. So it's like, you're not just tied to like one medium that is trolling you, as in like print media. You know, there's multiple mediums now.
It's multiplied now.
Yeah, and now it's 24/7 and never ending, because you know your brand is your Instagram profile is there. Unless you delete your Instagram, they're coming for you. Like, but if now you've become a social media person, you need to have Instagram to make money. So you can't actually. It's not gone are the days where it's like, oh, just log off. Just you know, in 2002, just log off your MSN. They'll stop trolling you.
Yeah.
But like, you can't do that now. So I think having this conversation about mental health, we can't have that without looking at how society has changed, how being a celebrity has changed, and what that means for the contestants and what they go through.
Yeah,
no, it's true.
Sorry.
No, after you.
There used to be, thank you, there used to be a saying that was like, yesterday's like newspaper is today's chip paper.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, whatever people were saying yesterday, it literally doesn't matter that much today that people are eating their chips out of it. But, you know, 20 years ago, like you said, that was what happened. But now, where, you know, 24-hour news feed and like social media, and, you know, people are checking their receipts, they're screenshotting, they're putting it on videos and using it
Even
as like
memes.
and using it as like a YouTube like reaction video. It's never gonna go away.
Never. Like I
That's
said,
true.
like these people's embarrassing moments, all the chaos, it's our content. We're talking about this now. Meme culture as well. Obviously, as a young millennial, like as opposed to like an old millennial, whatever. Memes is like the favorite, is like the best thing that's come out of our generation. We meme our way out of everything. It could be the world's on fire, we're memeing about it. Like, and I kind of love that, but it means like some people are on the internet forever. Some of the most tragic moments have become memed, and it's our content. It's funny. We're so desensitized to like real emotions and real things that I think sometimes, even as consumers, people that watch Love Island, we sometimes forget that they're actually real people. Like, we're trolling them. Obviously not, sometimes it's not nasty, but
Yeah.
imagine like you were someone followed you around with a camera all day, all the weird quirky things you do. Like, say you tripped up on a curb, someone's gonna see that. If you pick your nose, someone's gonna see that. Like, imagine that, but like millions of people are watching you all over the world. Like, how do you think you'd cope with that?
I don't think I'll cope. but that it would just get too much, and that's the thing. What we need to remember as well, like with the whole, like, back to what you're saying about being a celebrity, it's like, whereas, like, you know, like maybe a couple of years ago, it was like being a celebrity is so, like, how can I put it, like the whole, like, 6 degrees of separation. So like you see a celebrity and they have to be this upper echelon of society, but literally it can just be like, literally what's her name? So, you know, last year, Shauna,
Yeah.
she worked in Lambeth.
Oh, really?
I know Abby that's in the villa at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I didn't know that I knew her until I
Really?
looked at her Instagram.
So that's really funny.
Because she's a tattoo artist,
Yeah.
and she works in Bournemouth where I used to live.
Okay.
She was doing her tattoo apprenticeship at a shop that I went and at a tattoo studio that I went and got tattooed in like 3 or 4 times. So I met her a few times, but I think that because she has now got a lot of tattoos in her body, and I think she's had a few cosmetic procedures, she looks a lot different.
Oh, right.
And not like she's a completely different person, but like, you know, in like 6 or 7 years, she's matured and changed, and her tastes have changed, and like her body's changed. And when I looked at her Instagram profile, I was like, because I saw her last time, I was like, oh my God, I know exactly who she is. I've met her a bunch of times. So like, yeah, it is. They're still just normal people.
Yeah, like that's what people fail to realize. Even the celebrities who have been kind of in that kind of limelight from early, like, even they too need some grace period. They too need to have, but they're kind of used to it. They know how to maneuver certain things. They meet on certain things. But for the normal, like I was saying with Shauna, you know, she might not be used to this. Again, they might not be used to this new life of fame. So it'll be a bit overwhelming and things like that. So like, again, that's why, like, I keep reiterating, like, if you know your mental health, like, you have to make sure, listen, I know this, I know what I'm getting myself in for, but at the same time, like, I know I need steps I need things to be managed for me, mental health wise, whether it's like social media wise, finance wise, because again, like, people have, like, can't even handle the fame. Like, we've seen, like, whether it's they've blown millions, or unfortunately, like, death, like suicide, you know what I mean? But at the same time, this is like why, like, you're right, because with trolling, like, it's gone up now. Like, before it was just like maybe one medium, now it's this, it's that. You can't switch off. And what's even worse, we can laugh about something today, tomorrow everyone's forgotten. But that person who's been trolled, they're not gonna forget. No. If it's you, you won't forget. That's like forever. But the amount of things we've laughed about in the past year that
Can't
we don't
remember.
even remember now. You know what I
Like
mean?
Gorilla Glue Girl, that was what, January?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wonder
like,
what she's doing
yeah,
now.
like, she's
Like, wonder what she's doing now.
obviously,
the
constant-
actual hair now.
yeah,
That is a real person that provided us with content for weeks. We were like on the edge of our seats for the updates,
Yeah.
but that is a person. Like, she really went through
I
that.
could not deal with her tapping. Oh my God.
Like, I'm glad she's got her hair back. I'm glad.
Yeah.
But it's
I was
like,
on the edge of my seat, man. I was like,
I think there was
wrap.
even like different
fantastic marketing for Gorilla Glue though. I
honestly.
got someone it works. So I was like, okay, like,
Yeah.
well, for like
I am going to
gluing.
stick to the got to be, but
yeah. I used Gorilla Glue just for the avoidance of any doubt. I used it for its proper use, like sticking pieces of metal together and things like that. Like, it's really strong. Like, my shower kind of broke, and I was like, oh, like, I could pay to get someone to fix it. So I literally used
the
Gorilla
Gorilla
Glue.
Glue out.
I'm telling you, the thing has not shifted for about 3 months. Like, it works. Very good marketing, what she did.
No,
but
like, honestly, we consume so much, and like I said before, like, not everyone, like, we know, like, what we consume. It's not like or what we kind of tweet or what we make like jokes of. It's not something that's sinister or, do you know what I mean, like crazy. But like, I think this whole celebrity culture, and like, it's crazy. Even just to touch on quickly, even the whole Meghan Markle situation, like that was mad. Like, it almost got to the point where she even said, I don't know what, listen, I can't be with myself right now. Like, but again, she's a celebrity and she knows, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. But even still, her mental health is still fragile.
Yeah.
Like, so I just feel, I mean, I don't know what the ideal solution would be, but I just feel like everyone just needs to just be mindful of what they're doing. Like,
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
yeah, we can have our banter and stuff and laugh at Hugo for being just such a, I don't even know what the word is.
Contestant. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you know,
No, sure, he's a nice guy, but just not Love Island. Like, he just was not a great contestant.
Like
he was
he-
really
yeah.
annoying to watch.
There's
It's
a
not
fine
personal.
line.
I'm sure he's a great person. And like, but just get off.
But
my
at one
screen.
point, I did
liked
kind
him
of
at
feel
the
sorry
start.
for him though. At one point, not sorry for him, but I kind of liked
That
him.
challenge when no one took. Oh,
Yeah.
I wanted to give him a hug.
When he said he was fake.
that
No, when he
challenge
said they
when
were-
no one kissed him, no one took him out of the pen, and that was
At the
brutal.
end, he was stood like
He was
they-
just-
what were they being, cats or something?
Yeah, I can't actually remember
The
what they were
girls were
doing,
being
but
cats,
it
and
was...
no, because he got the cheese. What happened in this one?
No, I know
This
you're
was the
talking
one
about
when like
where,
they had to get them out of the prison.
In the prison, yeah.
Oh yeah, they were police officers.
You know, I'll just go home. I'd rather just go home.
Seriously,
I'll
like
just go home. Everyone's seen that on taking that L on live TV. I'd rather
but
just go
obviously, I'm
home.
here giving it the big uns. I could never go on Love Island. I have this conversation with friends all the time. Like, they have to wear bikinis all the time. They have to wear heels all the time. Me, I would have dropped about 10 times. Those challenges where you're like vomiting in people's mouths, I wouldn't be able to do
I
any
would
of that.
find
So,
hilarious.
as much as like I have so much to say about all of these contestants, I respect them so much because they're doing something that I can never do. I can never go on Love Island, and I'm so insecure. I think it takes a huge amount of like strength to actually just put yourself out there. Like, and I get it. Okay, there's been a lot of criticism about how a lot of the girls this year in particular have had work done. I think Kaz is the only one that is natural. I think there's a wider conversation there, of course, but I know that I couldn't go on Love Island because I'm just like, like.
Maybe we might to do a part 2 of this. Maybe bring you guys back.
would you ever go on Love Island?
Yeah, because it looks like loads of fun. But also, like, no, because like I'd want to go just for the sheer like fun of the challenges because I think they look so much fun.
Even the food challenges where you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
Oh, then me, but like
I'm not
you got a
gonna
strong
lie.
stomach.
yeah,
I
me,
can't. That whole like transfer fries.
Nah,
for
I
that-
do it. It's hilarious.
Nah,
The paint ones are the ones that remind me of like Takeshi's Castle. Those type of things are just
yeah,
really
that's
fun.
cool.
I'm here for all of that stuff.
Paint is cool. That's fine. But
I've got multiple wigs. Like I can do the paint ones.
nah, that
Salma jumped in that pool with oh my god, she had like a 22-inch on.
A 30-inch. That was like butt length
I was like,
length weave. When she
"That's
jumped
so
into that pool, I was like,
expensive."
sis, like, was it worth it? Was it actually worth it?
But yeah, I'd go on for the challenges, but not to go on to find love because I'm in a very happy, committed, and loving relationship.
Well, would you? So would you go on it? Like, say, like now.
If I was single now,
If
Oh, I mean, saying you would go on it if you're in a relationship, or you in a relationship. Or...
yeah, I am in a relationship, 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, so would you still go on it?
No.
Okay. That's,
But, like,
if you were
some people do
single-
that though. That's in this.
I know,
Apparently
yeah.
Lucinda left.
Apparently
her man.
Lucinda had
Yeah.
a man, yeah.
Apparently she left her man. They share a dog together, so
Like-
she was like, "Oh, look after the dog." and
Like,
go to
here's the
Love Island.
pact. Okay, cool. Someone to do
Yeah.
like.
I just wanna-
I'm gonna
I'm
get
going
a bag
there for the
for
boohoo
us.
deal.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
a bag for us. Don't worry.
Taking us to Dubai.
I'm gonna
Like,
get. But
me-
yeah, like don't worry. Like,
Me and my
it's-
boyfriend
I don't
have
love
jokes
any of
that,
them.
like, should we both apply for Love Island? If we both go on, we'll be like, I want to couple up with Sam. And we'd win it. But like, also, every time we watch a challenge, we're like, how fun would that be to do as like a hen party and a stag party together?
Oh, so
that
you're
would
getting
be
ideas.
so fun.
To be honest, like it is great entertainment. I think overall, what we can take away from it is really entertaining. Like it's a great show. I have a lot of time for Love Island, but I could never go on that show. What about you, Jermaine? Do you think you could?
The thing is,
You don't
like,
think you don't see yourself being a bombshell? Yeah, like
the thing is, like, yeah, I think I'll be too. Nah, it'll rattle me. It'll rattle me, and I won't be consistent because some of the challenges I don't want to do, and I just don't want that smoke of like, oh, someone's like, yeah, but you told me this, now you coupled up, because it's like I'm not saying, listen, I'm nowhere near trying to tarnish my image. I'm not gonna do it on my own podcast, but like I said to you, I said before, like, well, I was saying to you and Maz, like, listen, you find one person. Okay, basically, in a nutshell, I'll go in, but I won't be like, oh yeah, I want only you, because I don't know. Like, I'll probably
Okay.
I'll get to know everyone. I'm just seeing how it goes. I'll make that clear, and then cast some more. No one can say, oh, whoa, you told me a dream, but no, I said I was getting to know everyone.
I agree with that. But then having said that, I do kind of empathize with them in the sense that you're with the same people for 24 hours a day. There's no outside contact. So it's not the same as the outside world. So
No,
if you shared a bed with someone for 2 weeks, that's like 4 months in the outside world. Because literally, like, in 2 weeks, if you've seen this person every single day, you've had 3 meals a day with them, you've gone to the pool together, you've watched films together, etc. That could be like 6 months of like the talking stage. Like when you see someone once a week, or you balance in your jobs and other social commitments. In there, time goes a lot faster. So I do empathize with them, like catching feelings after a couple of weeks, and they're young. They're like 21. Like. Yeah, I'll be catching feelings after a day. I'm in Spain for free. I'm getting my nails done, hair done on tap, all the food that I want. I'm around the pool all day, beautiful scenery. Everyone's fit. Of course, I'm gonna fall in love after 2 days. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the perfect conditions for like me to be scattered. Like, it's gonna happen.
I absolutely agree with you. I don't think people realize that enough. That like they are together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For some of them for 8 weeks, and it's just like. They spend every single moment together from the moment they arrive in there, apart from an hour or two a week where they go and get their nails done, they get their haircut, or they have their like liaison officer moment. And then they're literally like everything they do is to get to know each other. So like my boyfriend, like we met on Tinder.
Oh, nice.
But we were like long distance to begin with, for like 8 months. When we started talking on Tinder, we talked solidly for like a month, and then we met up and we spent a whole weekend together. We met on a Thursday afternoon and we left on the Sunday morning. So I spent 50 hours with him, just did one go. I was obsessed with him by the end of that weekend.
50
I can imagine.
50 hours.
That's really cute. Sorry, I love this so much.
Oh, it was lush.
Oh, so cute.
Love him. And then within like 6 days, I was his girlfriend.
What's your
I can
boyfriend's
completely
name?
understand
Sam.
that.
Shout out to Sam if you're watching.
Sam. No, I can completely understand that. I'm sure that was the most amazing 50 odd hours of your life. Like at that point, obviously you've probably had better memories since.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
No, that's that. Okay, maybe looking at it from that point of view, yeah, it does make sense. But still, I just don't want to be known as. I won't say I'll go with a game plan, but I just don't want to be that guy. Oh my days, like that Jermaine guy. He done this, he's done that, and
Scattered everyone.
like, but like I said before, the only formula is you have to just be yourself, man.
But you've actually just touched on something really important, because you know how like we've all said that up until Casa and More, we were like, oh, this season's a bit dead. It's not that interesting. And I've seen a lot of commentary online about people think that this cast care too much. Everyone's worried about their brand. They don't wanna, no one wants to be moved mad because it's like, oh, is this going to harm my brand deals? Am I going to get trolled? I don't want to be hated. Everyone's being really careful. And that's kind of what happens. People do have a game plan. Everyone's being careful. A lot of people aren't being themselves. And that's why, the producers have had to move mad. That's why the producers had to send a postcard, be like, take this. That's why we had to see Jake moving mad, because this is the drama that, boosts ratings. Everyone's talking about it. So I feel like on the one hand, the producers and the show, they have a duty of care to the contestants to safeguard them and look after them. But they also have to run a successful show. It's an expensive show to run, I know they're getting tons of advertising revenue, but at the end of the day, they make the show to make money.
Yeah.
So it's this balance of like, we obviously want the show to be interesting and engaging. So we have to see the chaotic stuff, but we also want to look after our contestants.
Yeah,
So
that's true,
it's
it's true.
difficult.
Like it's a hard one, but I think like you said, it's about finding that balance and not, making sure that you at all times that you are providing entertainment, because like I said, it's a show, it costs a lot to run, but just got to do it in a way that's not encroaching on or jeopardizing, people's mental health, well-being and stuff like that.
Which things like the postcard do. They do mess with their mental health. And I understand like they wanted to create some drama to create some more views or to make people start watching, but like you've already got such a dedicated fan base. Everyone knows everyone that watches knows that the drama from Casa is going to come back regardless.
Anyway, yes. So do you think they
why
went
do you
too
need
far?
to push it? Like,
Do you think they
I don't
went
think
too
they
far
went
with
too
the
far.
postcard? Because I had a read and I think Ofcom had 5,000 complaints about that
Really?
postcard.
yeah.
And yeah, a lot of people weren't happy. Like, so I don't know, question to you guys, do you think they went too far with that postcard?
Yeah.
See,
Oh.
I don't think they did, you know, because like it was
Wasn't enough drama for you.
I think they did what needed to be done because the girls were acting as if their husbands had just gone off to war. The girls were not moving mad. The girls, like the Casa boys, were there giving everything, and like no one was giving them attention apart from Chloe, who was the only single girl.
Yeah.
So I think they needed to do something to get these girls just to, you know, question their loyalty, because the boys were having a whale of a time. Like even the boys that weren't moving too mad like Teddy, they were still flirting and stuff. These girls, they weren't even looking at the Casa boys. So I think, I don't know. I don't know if they went too far. They could have used different images.
yeah. The
Yeah.
bridges weren't smart. There's like
but
we're gonna
they
scat, we're gonna
needed
scat
they needed
everyone.
to scatter
I
in
felt-
We're
some
gonna scat
sense.
everyone.
I felt sorry for Teddy coming back knowing that Faye had gotten the wrong end of the stick. Yeah, he played Truth or Dare in a game that wasn't like pushed by the producers, like the one where they're like tallest
Yeah,
boy
yeah.
and shortest girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I understand that there was some, like, that image is really easy misconstrued by Faye, because she's like, well, the challenge that you would have done would have happened during the day and you would have had like your swimming stuff on and you were wearing a shirt in the evening. So I can understand why she would have misunderstood. However, when he come back in and she was like, she'd just coupled up with Sam and she's there, like, you can see on her face immediately, she's like, I've made a huge mistake.
She was
Teddy felt like crap. And then, you know, she's like
Being strong.
having a go. And then I also felt sorry for Abby because she invested so much in Toby. But my girl, you knew.
My girl. Abby,
you
Abby,
knew what he
Abby.
did to Kaz. You knew what he did to Chloe.
I think she's amazing. I don't have a bad word to say about Abby, but I just wish she had a bit more sense, because at that point when they got into Castlemore, she'd been with Toby for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Like less than Tyler and Cass. I was like, sis, why are you sleeping outside? Like, you met this guy basically yesterday. So she didn't help herself. I think she should have at least spoke to she was moving like Libby and Millie when her situation was so different.
Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, maybe a bit loyal too quick, too early, but
The guys were like, lads holiday. And Toby, of all people, who like, obviously we love him.
yeah, Tyler was like, yeah, you know, come up, please, was not last holiday. What's her name was like,
Yeah, Libby's face was like,
but again, like it brought the drama. The thing is, the postcard challenge, yeah. So I don't think they went too far in this. I feel like it was the right amount of entertainment needed. Obviously, it scattered Liam. Liam was cooked.
Liam's face though, did
Liam
you
was
see?
cooked. Look, he's barely out the furnace. He's just barely out of. But now, and even to yesterday's episode, he was for, oh gosh, not again.
No, we're still voting him out. Liam is like the most hated contestant. Like, we're all Team Millie, but
But
anyone
nah,
can get it. Liam can get it,
He's
you know.
he probably will be safe by association, man. Like I don't think he's gonna happen to him. And like,
But it might be if he leaves, Millie might go with him. I don't know. I hope she doesn't.
but like I just like.
I want her to scatter him, like literally rip. Okay, obviously, I'm mindful of the conversation we've been having, but I really want Millie to break his heart.
The other thing that I was saying to you the other day, he's only 21.
He's
Like,
baby, actually younger
I
than
don't
Toby.
know, I like guys 21, man.
He's 21 years old.
In dog
like,
years.
he's got a lot. He's got a lot of learning to do, and yeah, he didn't act in the best way. And I think that saying, "Oh, I just wanted to kiss her to see how I felt about you," bullshit.
Yeah, it was, yeah, and it's crazy. Yeah, like even just riding up on the whole topic here, but like I think you said it, Zainab. Like remember we got a mindful of their age as well. They're not they're young. Like, and I'm not saying it excuses any behavior of their behavior, but they're young, so you got to be mindful. Then their mental health, they're still developing it. They're gonna go through things that you know they need to learn from. But and sometimes as people consuming it, well, not us necessarily, but other people who might watch it from a sort of negative point of view or like from a trolling point of view, they don't remember that they need to remember they're young. They're gonna make their mistakes. Like fair enough. Like Liam thought, yeah, he came back to Casa like, yeah, my God. and then let's see they got some Casa. And then Lily's like, yeah,
Lily chose violence, man. Like
violence.
When
violence.
they sat them down to dinner together, I was like,
Yeah.
what's happening here?
Lily was literally like, "Oh, a bit surprised that I'm up here." Like, I was like, "Sis,"
He's like, yeah,
I was
the
like,
accent.
"Yeah, okay, really shit Geordie accent." But I was like, "Now, sis." He always did tell you that he was going back to Millie, but she added spice, she added seasoning, she added Maggie to the pot because she really added everything.
The whole point is here, you know, I want to.
She chose violence,
all.
literally. Where she was like, "Oh, well," and. To be fair, she did actually add spice to a lot of things.
She
like
added the
she
spice,
didn't
yeah.
lie, but she exaggerated. She exaggerated.
Her ego was hurt. She thought, okay, I want to come back with him, and then Manny was like, are you joking? And he's like, yeah, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. Don't listen.
Like, are you joking me? Are you joking
And
me?
she's like, no. Let's check this now. He was under pressure.
He was rattled. His face, like he was bright red, and he was like,
Yeah, producers cooked him. They cooked him.
rightly so though. Not be funny, but like you can't have your cake and eat it too.
But like honestly, I think but just to round up, I really appreciate this conversation. Like I know that there's a lot of lightheartedness, but at the same time, I think it's good to kind of shed light on like the importance of like mental health and people. This whole idea of celebrity culture and status, because again, we just see it like it's just that simple. Go on a show, Brando this, Brando there. That's it. But listen, they're normal people as well. They're just adjusting, so it's not ever gonna be easy. But just to round up, who do you want to win?
We had this conversation in the car. Rosie, you go first because I'm so conflicted.
Well,
I hate all of these couples.
I personally want Faye and Teddy to win because I love them, but I feel like
It's over though, isn't it?
I feel like Jake and Liberty are like the front runners because they've been together since day one, and they're actually boyfriend and girlfriend now.
Yeah. See, initially I would have also said Faye and Teddy, but that's done. Jake is a snake. I love Libby. If you can just give Libby the £50,000, absolutely, she deserves it. Alternatively, Toby, because it's actually been Toby's island. He's carried this whole season. So for entertainment purposes, either Libby or Toby, but I don't want Chloe or Jake to touch that money. So
I think I'm gonna just throw a whole spanner. I just think maybe Tyler and Kaz. You know?
you're mad. Oh, because they're both quite unhinged. And
I won't be surprised if they just pull up, listen, shock people and they just win. Because
I wouldn't be
there's
mad, to be
chemistry
fair.
there.
I actually wouldn't be mad.
There's chemistry.
They're both quite unhinged, but they deserve each other. I wouldn't be mad if they won.
Gorgeous
actually.
couple as well.
They are, but they're really annoying. Yeah. Like, they are really annoying.
Tyler and Kaz.
They're really annoying. Like I love Kaz. Obviously, I'm Team Kaz, but they are really annoying. I think she owes Matt an apology.
Yeah.
But I mean, we all make mistakes. I think if Toby is allowed to rebrand as like this reliably unhinged person, and Liam's allowed to rebrand, Kaz should also be allowed to move mad and rebrand. But I don't like Tyler. I think Tyler annoyed me because he was trying to play dumb. He was trying to do it Toby and it just hasn't worked for him. I don't like him. There's something about him that I'm just not convinced by.
I think he's won her heart again, man.
Yeah, of course he has.
I think he's gonna, like, I don't know. It don't know why they went through all that collateral, but
Matt didn't deserve that.
I'm like, who is Matt? No, he didn't.
Tall fit Irish one that was
I
like, Molly
that's
Africa's.
No.
Sorry, that was my really bad
so
Irish
funny,
accent.
So funny. We're done. This is over.
yeah.
I have so much respect for him because at the end of the day, he didn't. What was there to say? There was no room for explanation. Hey, we're done. Like I respect someone that respects himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he done the right thing because she was mugging him off.
She was gonna gaslight him again. Like, oh, what do you mean? Oh, it's still me and you. Like, no, I'm not gonna give you room to continue to gaslight me. We are done. See you round the pool or around the breakfast table because that's so awkward though because you break up with someone and then you're at breakfast the next day.
Like, no, it's just. And I think there's about by the time this comes out,
2 weeks left.
ends on the 23rd, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh
23rd.
gosh, final leg soon. Pretty much.
This will be out on Monday. Yeah, this will be out on Monday, so there's still time to kind of like people engage in the conversation. But it's been it's been a good series. They thought, you know what? Nah, we heard the streets talking. Put in the postcard. Put in the film. Like let's get this ball rolling.
They definitely follow what's on social media. They see what people are tweeting. They see what the reaction vids, TikTok. They're watching all of this. The producers are getting content for their show from social media.
Yeah.
Like they understood the assignment.
Yeah.
But ladies, thank you, man, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
appreciate it.
Thank
And
you for having me.
for those listening and watching, hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I have. Like, it's even mad. There's even so much to talk about now. But listen, like I said, maybe we'll have another convo that's of other subtopics. But yeah, just generally wanted to just have a chat about that and the whole like mental health and stuff like that. So yeah, I know way over time, but appreciate it. I don't know if you guys want to plug anything, your socials or anything like that. No pressure. Don't have to be shy.
Just thanks for having me on. It's been fun. If you want to find me on Instagram, ZEYLC.
Cool.
I mean, there's no point in me sharing my Instagram because nobody's going to know how to spell my last name. It's at Rosie Shamosky. So that's it.
I mean, for ease, I'll put all the ats.
Yeah.
So, but,
Nothing to promote, unfortunately.
No.
Just-
no, that's all good. It's all good. It's still good to ask. But yeah, thank you. And yeah, that's that. Are we done, Maz? We good, man? Are we still rolling, or is that? Are you gonna?